Hello! This one should be kind of a quick one, but today we're going to look at adding unique breeding pairs. So this Redditor here asked, how can I take a Slowbro and a Lapras and make a new species out of that as an example? And I think that's a great example. They think you actually need egg groups, which you can add egg groups. It's not that hard to do. If you wish to add egg groups, you just do a search for egg group. I think all is one word, right? Yeah. And you'll get here, and you can just add an egg group, and then in your PBS, where you give your Pokemon egg groups, you just give it egg groups. So you could add a new one down here just by copying this and then changing both the ID and the name. And that's that. Okay, so instead of that, we're going to be looking at the Overworld Daycare. And so at the top, the Daycare has an egg generator. Inside of the egg generator, you have the determine species function. And all we're going to do is make an extension to that function. So we're going to make our own function, which is just determine egg species. And I'm just going to put my name at the end of it because that's what makes it special. So, yeah. So we need to pass in the mother, the father, and we're going to have the return as well. And so the return is just what we would return if this doesn't do anything special. So let's go ahead and call this function. We're going to call it right here below the return. And so there we go. Now we're going to pass in the mother and the father and the return. Which you'll see because we're using things that are already here. It's just a good copy and paste. Okay, so this is actually really easy. We're going to make an array of the mother and the father. And the reason we're doing this is just so that it makes our if statement shorter. So if the array includes a, like that, Lapras, and these need to be the species, by the way. My apologies on that. So in the array, we're storing the species for the mother and the father. So if the array includes the species Lapras and the array includes the species Slowbro, which when you type species out, they're all caps with a colon in front. So then in here, we're just going to change the return type to whatever we want. So we're going to just, for the sake of doing this, I'm just going to pick a Pokemon. How about Psyduck? This can be whatever you want it to be, right? It could even be a Fakemon. It does not matter what this is. Then we're just going to return the return. Now here, where we called our function, set the return equal to the return value of the function. So return equals determine the species, Lovin, pass in the father and the mother and the return. And that should be it. So we can go check this out in-game. I have already done myself the favor of saving in the daycare center. You actually don't even have to do. I am really quickly going to duplicate this Pelipper and make a male one. Which this is just for testing purposes that I have two, the Pokemon that we want to breed together. And then two Pokemon that can breed with both of these as well. Let's go ahead and save again. Just in case there are any crashes or anything. So we'll put the Lapras and the Slowbro in. And when we put the Lapras in and the Slowbro in, what we expect is that we should get a, what did I make it? A Psyduck. So to make things easier, if you go into your debug menu and you go to field options and you go to daycare, you can just make an egg like that. And now the gentleman out here will just have an egg for you. And we can go in here and we can instantly hatch it by going to set egg, make Pokemon, and you can see, look at that. It's a Psyduck, as we expected. So now, we actually don't have to go back in and talk to the lady. You can, using the same debug menu, you can change this out. And we're going to put in the male Pelipper. And with a male Pelipper and a female Lapras, we should get a Lapras. So this should be a Lapras egg. There you go. There's a Lapras egg. And then if we go back in, pull the Pelipper out, deposit a Slowbro, pull the Lapras out, and deposit the male Pelipper, no, the female Pelipper, my bad. The female Pelipper, we can get an egg, and then this egg, oh, whoops. My bad. Go back in, daycare, produce the egg. Mashing the wrong button. Alright, and this egg should be a Pelipper, because the Pelipper was female. Or a Wingull, sorry. It's pre-Evo, of course. And I actually have no idea if Psyduck is a Water 1. Would be nice to know if it is. Let's take a look. Because this would be like the ultimate test. Can we still get a Psyduck egg via normal means? And of course you can. Based on how we did this. Excuse me. Withdraw, deposit, Psyduck. Perfect, they can produce an egg. And this egg should be a Psyduck. Which will just show off that we didn't do anything funky, and nothing we have done has changed any of the normal functionality of the daycare and of eggs. And so there you have it. That's it. That's the whole thing. It's literally just this. Now, what's really nice about this is by putting in your own function, right? It keeps everything in a nice and easy editable space. So now, if you want to add another one, you just add else if, and then I don't do too much with eggs in mainline Pokemon games, so I have no idea what you would want to put here. But Dratini and I don't know, Wingull. Then return Gengar. Has to be all caps. So if you put specifically a Dratini and a Wingull in, you would get a Gengar. The one thing to note about this, right, is like with the Psyduck line, because you're given a Slowbro, if you want it to include like Slowpoke, you have to go out of your way to do that. The easiest way would be to do it all in one if statement. So you can do parentheses here, and then go or Slowpoke. And this would make it so that if it's a Slowbro or a Slowpoke and a Lapras, then you get the Psyduck. So this will make it so it doesn't care about the family. I just clicked away. Yep. And dealing with it this way could be nice. It can get a little cluttered in here, so it might end up being one really long line of text. You can always zoom out if that helps, but it doesn't seem to there. And you can also separate So you can break it up like this, between the and. You could also do it after the or if you really wanted to, just to make it as clean as possible. And yeah, there you go. This will be a quick one. Thanks for watching.